someone who is so deeply entrenched in craft, even at the grassroots level. She's someone who immerses herself with the craftsmen, spends laborious time there researching it, working with them, developing motifs. And yet when you look at her clothes, there's an individual take. It's almost like today when we first met this evening, I walked in and I said, you know, whose skirt is that in the window? And they're like, it's Anju Modi. And I'm like, no. You know that skirt in the window, whose is that? And I was like, okay, to me, there was a youthful, whimsical, almost fairy tale-like quality to the garment in the window. And then I asked Anju and I said, so come out with me quickly. I need to understand where this skirt has come from. Like, I need to get into your brain to know how you thought of this. And she's like, oh, this is my autumn-winter collection. You know, it was a fairy tale. And I'm like, that's exactly what I felt. I felt like I was transformed. I was in a fairy tale by just looking at that skirt. And I think when you take that into the wedding sphere of how you feel at a wedding, you need to feel that you're in a fairy tale of your very own. Whether you're the bride's mother, whether you're the bride's mother-in-law, I know a lot of us are older in this room, and especially if you're the bride or the groom. It needs to be the perfect fairy tale. And I think that's something that Anju does obviously effortlessly. You know, all her clothes tell a story that is so unique. So please come and join me so we can find out how you go on this journey.
My work or whatever, I just do it as I do my daily routine. And I'm a fan of yours, firstly, and I think she stop asking embarrassing. I'm not sure the way you style it with the tea and the intelligence behind the styling. That's what is I'm proud of.
So now that we have a mutual admiration society, tell us, I know that you spent a lot of time working with craft, and for me that's something that's very close to our hearts at Vogue. We have always tried to marry Indian heritage with international style seamlessly, and I have to say that as a team I think we've managed that fairly well, whether it's our events, whether it's our stories, our covers. And you know, I have to tell you what I was telling a fellow blogger, I was telling Shalini upstairs. I said, you know, I saw these hangers hanging and I said, Acha, which collection is this? And they said, no, this is Anju's outfit. So I said, all of that? She's going to wear, and then she came out like this vision, very casually, like bouncing about, and it's just perfectly balanced. So what is the thought process?
Before starting the collection,
yeah, exactly what you were saying. I think for all of you young people getting married is action for a really long time. And it seems Asian where, you know, your parents or whatever are okay with you, and I think that comes across. So,
yeah, of course. And Mehndi as it's kind of a start of auspicious days ahead. So the colors has to be very much like the auspicious colors in our culture, because when we are talking of wedding and we are doing those wedding mantras and everything, so we tend to think like that. It's also, it has these colors also have meaning. So when we use turmeric yellow as an outfit, it is kind of saying that the bride is starting to get the colors on herself. So जैसे हम कहते हैं कि धीरे धीरे रंग चढ़ाते हैं, तो हल्दी से रंग चढ़ाना शुरू करते हैं, and then we go towards the deeper colors. So haldi and mehndi is that part of the thing. Mehndi is also रंग चढ़ाना. पुराने ज़माने में जब हमारे chemicals नहीं होते थे, तो हमें हिना लगाते थे and beautify अपनी surroundings and fragrance and the kind of artwork which we used to do with the mehndi. So all these things come in forefront, and that's where I feel that my own inspiration and the passion comes from these cultural treasures which we get from our ancestors, and that's where we start celebrating the history, the treasures of ours, and then mix it with the modern, take whatever is happening in the world and how are we getting hypnotized with the modern language and culture and everything. So that's a beautiful mix of the old and the new.
But do you find that brides are now keen to showcase their personality more than the personality of the designer? Very often they want their, at least I hope that they want their personality to come through, which is why actually if you look at this range, it's quite different. I mean, you've shown us options that could cater to many different personality types.
Very much. I think this is one area where the designer and the bride or the friends and the people around, they need to become completely friends and free and confident in terms of like what do you want. I have to think like her, I have to understand her requirements and then accordingly design. So designing, when I am designing it, I will have my handwriting because of mine. But I still need to understand where we, is it a daytime, is it in Goa, is it in Florence, is it in our usual city where we are doing everything. So a lot of many things have to be taken care of, and then accordingly we design the gown for her. So it becomes her more than the designers.
Perfect. Forward to so beautiful. I mean, I have to say, I don't know how you have just the most amazing old world motif, and then somewhere out of your hat you have pulled up this almost minty vintage green, and it's just the most perfect combination. It's almost like it's so individualistic, which is something that we love prescribing to all the brides. Be your own person. Don't look like one mannequin to the other. And yeah, would you like to tell us about this one as well? Yes. See, I read something of what she's having every day. Because to think of that is quite incredible, I have to say.
I kind of forget to eat. So, alright, so this is for the jacket.
I think it's an important point for us to come back to the Vogue wedding show. Because, somebody asked me earlier, what's different this year? which is quite clever, that people think that you're going to wear red or a deep red for the actual ceremony, but you've taken it out of context and brought it in here for the cocktail. So it's covered, it's ticked, but it's not necessarily your reception look. And I think again, if we see the drape, the jacket, there's a playfulness to it. It still adds the the grandeur of the length, but yet it's contemporary and cool. And then the graphic diagonal stripes gives it a very cool young look. And again, so I think there's some unicorns on your sleeve. There's a city on the moon. It's Anju fantasizing yet again. And the umbrella is not to be missed. It all comes together as one beautiful look, and I think that's a rare talent. And like I said earlier, when I saw her clothes hanging, I was like, is this one outfit? But look at it, it's really a masterful way of putting this together, and yet it's so unique because you won't see anybody else look like that, and that's what's beautiful, and I think it's so important. Thank you so much.
सबसे पहले तो आज की कलेक्शन की बात करते हैं, किस तरह का कलेक्शन आपने यहाँ पर शोकेस किया है?
मैंने ये वोग वेडिंग शो के लिए जो स्पेशल कलेक्शन लेकर आई हूँ, ये हमारी पर्शियन हिस्ट्री के बारे में बताती है। शराराज हैं, कुर्तीज़ हैं, लॉन्ग कुर्ता है, फर्शी हैं, दुपट्टा बहुत खूबसूरत डेलिकेट्स हैं। तो ये कुछ अपनी हिस्ट्री की बातें करते हैं, उसको मॉडर्न तरीके से किस तरीके से हमने डिज़ाइन किया है, दोनों को मिक्स किया है, कुछ नया कुछ पुराना मिक्स करके।
रामलीला में आपने जो डिज़ाइन किया था वो लोगों ने काफ़ी पसंद किया था, और अभी हाल ही में जो है एक फिल्म आने वाली है बाजीराव मस्तानी, उसके बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे? किस तरह का कॉस्ट्यूम होगा उसमें, क्या कुछ देखने मिलेगा?
बाजीराव मस्तानी पुरानी 16-17 सेंचुरी की हिस्टोरिकल मूवी है, तो उसमें भी वो पुराने अपने जो अंगरखे होते थे, मुग़ल टाइम की ड्रेसिंग थी, महाराष्ट्रियन ड्रेसिंग है नौवारी साड़ी की, और उसमें एक और कैरेक्टर है जो कि ये लहंगा शरारा दुपट्टा पहनते हैं। आप मूवी की वेट कीजिए, मूवी देखिए।
फिर एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था? मतलब
चल रहा है। संजय लीला बंसाली इज़ अ मैवरिक। वो एकदम जादूगर इंसान है। वो क्या बना डालते हैं पिक्चर का, और कुछ उनकी आइडियाज़, कुछ मेरी मेहनत और मेरी आइडियाज़ मिलजुल करके जो तीसरी चीज़ बनती है वो बहुत खूबसूरत होती है।
सर संजय लीला और कौन से ऐसे डायरेक्टर हैं जिनके लिए आप कॉस्ट्यूम डिज़ाइन करना चाहेंगे, जिनकी फिल्म आपको लगती है काफ़ी ज़्यादा कॉस्ट्यूम डिज़ाइन के काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंस, जैसे करण जौहर हैं या फिर आपको और भी डायरेक्टर्स हैं?
एक साउथ के हैं, मनी रत्नम है, बहुत खूबसूरत काम करते हैं। फिर आशुतोष गवारिकर हैं, बहुत लोग, सबको अपनी फिल्म के हिसाब से। करण जौहर की बात आप कह रहे हो, ये काफ़ी खूबसूरत कॉस्ट्यूम के हिसाब से पिक्चर को एक अलग आयाम देते हैं, विच इज़ गुड। काफ़ी डू फॉर देम। क्योंकि इतनी बड़ी दुनिया है, इतने हज़ारों साल की हमारी हिस्ट्री है, वहाँ से मिलती है। कभी हम किसी हिस्ट्री को लेते हैं, कभी हम अजंता एलोरा की इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं, कभी हम पर्शियन कलेक्शन की लेते हैं, कभी किसी वक्त में हम फेरी टेल एज अ कलेक्शन की इंस्पिरेशन लेते हैं। तो कहानियों की कमी नहीं है, वो उसके बाद आप वहाँ से कहाँ जाते हैं अपनी डिज़ाइनिंग को लेके, वो एक हर बार का एक नया चैलेंज है। दीपिका पादुकोण है, प्रियंका चोपड़ा है, बहुत सारी हैं, अनुष्का शर्मा है, आलिया भट्ट है, ये सभी बड़ी खूबसूरती से तैयार होती हैं। सोनम कपूर है।
अच्छा, जैसे आपने कहा कि दीपिका आपको सबसे फैशनेबल लगती है, कैसा लुक होगा उसका बाजीराव मस्तानी में, कुछ बताना चाहेंगे?
वो आप मूवी के वक्त ही देखिए। अभी तो इतना ही कहना चाहूँगी कि वो एक मेन कैरेक्टर ऑफ द मूवी है, हिस्टोरिकल मूवी है, उस ज़माने की बात है। तो उस ज़माने में जिस तरह के कपड़ों की ज़रूरत होती थी, जिस तरह की ड्रेसिंग चलती थी, वही हमने रिक्रिएट किया है।
मतलब कह सकते हैं कि राजा महाराजा के अंदाज में दिखाई देने वाले हैं दीपिका और
दीपिका राजा महाराजा के अंदाज में तो है ही। वो एक मुस्लिम कैरेक्टर है, तो उसने शरारा कुर्ती उस किस्म के कपड़े पहने, और बाजीराव ने कुछ राजसी म्यूज़ियम डिज़ाइन के कपड़े पहने।
तो फाइनली वोग के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
वोग वेडिंग शो अपने आप में एक यूनिक इवेंट है, जहाँ पर वो सब वेडिंग से संबंधित हर एक सर्विसेज को इकट्ठा प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, जिसमें डिज़ाइनर हैं, कपड़े बहुत अहमियत रखते हैं वेडिंग के वक्त में, फिर ज्वेलरी है, इवेंट मैनेजमेंट है, फ्लोरिस्ट है, बहुत कुछ है, मेहंदी वालियाँ हैं। तो ये सारी हमारी कल्चर में वेडिंग को बहुत ही माइलस्टोन माना जाता है किसी की ज़िंदगी का। तो उसके लिए वो जब इवेंट बनाते हैं तो उसमें किन किन सर्विसेज की ज़रूरत है, उसको इकट्ठा बड़ी खूबसूरती से इन्होंने बेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री टैलेंट को दिल्ली में ये लेके जा रहे हैं।
ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू सो मच।